All right, so before we get started, I'm not even going to introduce today's special guest. I'm going to let Kim to my right. Now, if you're watching this, I don't know what box Kim is located in, okay, to be fair, but she is there. All right. It's a great background, by the way. I'm going to let her introduce our special guest. If you're watching this at a later time and you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And I'm sure our special guest, Trayvon, will leave a call to action where you can reach him. But without further ado, let's get started. And the premise of this mastermind is going to be video. I'm just going to leave it at video. And anybody who's here live, feel free to ask any questions. I don't know if Trayvon wants to do a Q&A at the end of the call, or if you guys can interrupt. I'll let him go over the way that he wants to break down the call. But without further ado, Kim, do you want to introduce our special guest?
Yes. So great morning, everyone. This is Trayvon Gross. I'll tell you just 2 minutes or 1 minute about how I met him and everything. We met at church. He's always been the cameraman at church. And then after that, we worked together for a little bit at my past job. He was business development and networking, and he was fantastic with people. Like, he just draws people to him. But then the beauty of all of it is he takes that and he puts it into video so that you can do the same thing. So he's a founder of 10 Media, and I'm excited to hear what he's got to say for us.
Excellent.
How we can grow our business with video.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. Just a couple things off the top before we really get started. Please feel free to interrupt me, because at the end of the day, yes, I run a media company. Yes, I run a marketing agency, but I'm here to serve you. So don't let this, I want this to be informal, because at the end of the day, we're just masterminding about how we're going to grow our business with video. All right. So I got 5 points that I'm going to share with you guys about how you basically can make creation of video content, the whole nine, very easy. So whether you're a pro at it or you just hate social media for everything that it stands for, these 5 things are going to be helpful to you that you can apply right off the bat. Okay. Now, if you want to work with me, because I'll be able to tell you within my presentation, like how I can help boost those things for you. Definitely, I'll leave my email so you can get in touch with me so we can do some work together. But these are 5 things. Okay. Now, I'm just going to jump right into it because I've been doing this for a long time, but I really want to make sure that I'm servicing you guys. So as Michelangelo said, you need to be doing video, right? Duh. And here's why, though. And we talked a little about this before. When you think about videos that you stop and look at, how many of you are actually stopping at flat pictures? If you're scrolling on Instagram, if you're scrolling on TikTok, whatever platform you're scrolling on, you're more than likely stopping to actually look at a video, right? And so in the same way, information that you are consuming, whatever it is, even if you're into horses, if you're into whatever you're into, right? Whatever you want to look at, gym content, whatever, you're more than likely stopping to look at a video. So if you're stopping at videos, why do you think your potential clients are going to stop at flat pictures? Okay. Now, I will also say the algorithms are changing in a way where picture is somewhat coming back, but they need to be backed by really good videos. Because when you think about even pictures that you do stop at, they're going to be stopped. You're going to stop at pictures from people that you've seen videos from that you already know, like, trust, right? We know that famous saying in the sales world. But what if I were to tell you that trust isn't enough anymore? Because a lot of us can trust a person, but that doesn't mean we're going to spend our hard-earned money with them anymore. Just because the truth is, all of us as real estate agents, you guys are real estate agents, all of us as entrepreneurs, we're a dime a dozen. Okay, we're a dime a dozen, and that's just what it is. That's just facts. Like, you can argue with me about it later. The truth is, if you're a real estate agent, if you're an entrepreneur, and even as a video producer marketing, dime a dozen. So what separates us? Okay, and that brings me to my first point, is that you have to show who you are. Okay, not what you do. You really need to be showing who you are. So what does this actually look like? So in your video content, if you're somebody that likes golf, if you're somebody that likes going to the gym, what stops you from recording some sort of golf content or gym content that somehow relates to your ideal client? Because the truth is, you're going to want to actually build actionable trust. More than likely, with the client that you have, the client that you want to have, you want to connect with them on some sort of level, and you want to connect with clients that actually connect with you. Because if I know, like, I'm someone that goes to the gym, right? So I'm more likely to work with somebody that also understands the value of the gym, right? So off the rip of that, I haven't even said anything about what I do. there's already trust built in, right? For you, using another example with using golf. If you're somebody that likes to golf, you golf every Saturday, that's your thing. What stops you from using video content to say, hey, every Saturday at this time, I'm be golfing. If you want to golf, come golf with me, right? Now, obviously within that, right, there's specifics in terms of, okay, I'm also a real estate agent and everything like that. But what stops you from creating that type of video content to, again, to let people know who you are? Because that's actually what is going to cause people to buy. Because as we all know, in this business, in just entrepreneurship in general, not everybody has as much integrity as they should. And so from the consumer standpoint, especially when you're thinking about the type of money that we're asking for, right? We're talking about thousands of dollars. We're not talking about, a little $20 here. Like somebody will just spend a little $20 on a shirt without necessarily needing as much trust. But with us, where we're saying, hey, we want you to give us $50,000. We want you to $10,000, especially with where things are at in the economy, there has to be an extra level of trust needed now for someone to pull the trigger on selling their house, pulling the trigger on buying the house with you. And so that separator is truly by you actually presenting who you are. Okay. And that means you really need to be confident who you are, because in order to sell, you're going to need to be confident. Okay. You can't just not do video or not just be who you are and think it's going to be okay. That might have worked 10 years ago, but it's not going to work today. Okay. So number one, you really need to just show who you are, and who you are. You don't have to change anything. Like, just think about what you like to do and show that. Like, for example, there's nothing, I literally did this for my own business. There's nothing that stops you from, if you like coffee in the morning, literally set your phone up, record yourself drinking a cup of coffee. You don't even have to say a word. That can be 10 seconds, and you just put text overlay of thoughts before the day, whatever it is that speaks to your audience, right? That's a piece of content that you can post very easily, and it's going to resonate with your audience, because how many people out there, more than likely your clients, drink coffee, right? And again, that's just basically how you show who you are. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you need to set up a system. Okay, you need to set up a system. Now, this is where my services would come in. Kim knows very well. If you guys haven't gone on her Instagram, we actually just did some videos together of some videos that basically are going to live forever. They're going to get her leads that are high quality, so that way she doesn't have to have as many conversations, but she gets more leads with less time. But you need to set up some sort of system when it comes to creating the content, editing the content, and posting the content. Okay. Now, again, don't overcomplicate it. I know that you may look at the Alex Hormozis of the world. I know you may look at the Grant Cardones of the world. You may look at the Tony Robbins of the world. You look at these big, you got to understand, their budgets are way bigger than ours. So they have teams of people that deal with 1 10-second reel. Okay. For you, you have the ability to set up some sort of system that works for you at the level that you're at. You don't necessarily need that high production value, because because your video might not have high production value doesn't mean that it doesn't have high quality value. Okay. Because at the end of the day, it's about the information that you're giving. Right. So in that, you need to set up a system. So what does that system look like? Right. It's basically a strategy. That's one of the things that I help people do, is basically create strategies for their brand, for their business. So that basically could look like, on Mondays is a personal post, Tuesdays I don't post, Wednesdays is a video about, some sort of helpful real estate tip for my ideal client. Friday is video that just shows gratefulness for the week or whatever, just a little talking head video. Right. But it's some sort of system in place where, in the same way you guys time block for making cold calls, in the same way you guys time block for, basically getting your paperwork in order, whatever the case may be, you just set aside the same amount of time block to say, okay, here are my video ideas for the next month. And that's it. Because the thing is, if you're posting one type of content, you only need 4. Like, I think this is where people get overwhelmed with, oh my God, so much video. You only need 4 to post once a week. Right. So if you think, let's say you have 2 types of posts you want to post. You have one personal post and one post about real estate, right? You only need to make 8 posts. That's it. 8 videos. And if you go in with using your system, using your plan, you knock that out in like 10, 15 minutes of recording. So basically you're talking about 4 weeks, an entire month of content in 15 minutes, to where now you're not having to record on demand. You already have the videos stocked up. after you took the time, set up your system, and now all you have to do is just press share. And now I think you can even schedule the reels, which actually you can, just advanced settings, schedule the reel for when you want. So you have a system in place to where now it's not overwhelming for you to, oh, I got to take another week to think of an idea. Oh, I got to do it. Oh, I have to post this video. I haven't done it yet. You literally just take the time in the morning, at night, whatever works best for you to say, okay, this is the type of video. This is when it needs to get posted. This is how it's going to get posted. Here are my ideas. Boom, let's knock them out in 20 minutes. Now you have content for the entire month, right? And it can get complex, especially when you add the type. But the foundational point is you need some sort of system that works for you. I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people that sometimes they'll set up a system that makes sense, but they can't keep up with it because they're not actually even producing content at that level. So if you're somebody that you're like, I'm new to this, you're probably not going to post once a day. Like, because once a day is a lot. It's a lot, right? But it takes work. Like, you still set up systems to make it easier. But if you're new to it, you're probably not going to be able to post once every single day. I would say a good starting point in terms of just like good, high quality, post twice a week. If you just post 2 videos a week of just short form where you really think about the information that you're giving, now the people that you follow, or the people that follow you, I should say, they're actually going to trust the information that you're giving because honestly, as a consumer, again, think about yourself from a consumer. Like, get out of your own way. Think of yourself as a consumer. You can tell the difference between videos that were truly thought out and actually bring value versus, okay, they just posted this because they just had to get it out there, right? So in that way, I would say start with 2 times a week, and that's a strong start. Because if you post, again, 2 quality videos a week, because again, it's about business. It's not about quality. If you can post 2 videos a week that get you 30 leads, as opposed to, once a day, and you only get 15 because you're just pumping stuff out, I think you would choose rather the 2 a week. Maria Lauren, you got a question. I see your hand.
Yes, I had a question just to backtrack a little bit back to, you said that you can schedule your reels.
Yes.
Okay. How do you do that? Because I feel like, there's certain times that you're supposed to post, and I find myself like waiting around for that specific time.
And then you miss it.
And then like I get distracted. I have to go change a diaper or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I missed the time.
Yes. So they actually just rolled that feature out, I want to say maybe 2-3 months ago. So all you do is when you're putting in the caption, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, advanced settings, okay, when you're about to post the reel, scroll all the way to the bottom, advanced settings, that's where you'll be able to schedule the reel for whatever time that fits your proper analytics and algorithm. But you can't schedule it if you are collaborating with somebody else. So if you make a post and let's say you want to collaborate with me, you're not going to be able to schedule that post. But if it's just you can schedule that post.
If
and
you
then
tag
it's
someone, does it
automatic.
count as collaborate or no?
No, you can tag someone.
Okay.
I think it's just because like collaborating, goes on their timeline too. So like that probably is the barrier. So, but yes, you can tag somebody, but you also can schedule as well.
I have one question too, Trayvon. Is there we're trying to figure out the algorithm. Is there an optimal time to be posting?
So one, depends on your audience, who you're speaking to. So for example, if you're speaking to, let's say you want to attract executives, right? Let's just say executives more than likely are up early in the morning, right? They wake up at 5 a.m. They're getting their coffee and everything like that. You want to post when they're actually going to be looking at their phones. So you're probably going to want to be posting at like 6:30 in the morning, right? Or 7, just like somewhere in that early time. Lunchtime is another solid one, but it also very much depends on who you want to speak to. Because if you're talking to an entrepreneur that's working from home all the time or whatever, doesn't have necessarily official hours, then it's kind of a free for all where you kind of have to guess. You do have to do some guessing, but usually, morning time, like when people usually get up and check their phones, lunchtime, and then probably when they're home around like 5, 6 o'clock-ish, when they're kind of winding down. So those are really like 3 optimal times, but depending on the content, plus depending on your audience, that's when you're able to really like hone in on, okay, on Monday I'm going to post at 6:30. Wednesday is going to be a lunch post. Friday is going to be an afternoon post because that's when everybody's really relaxing. And I'll also say for you real estate agents out there, post the home content on Friday because that's when people get paid. And usually, like all of us, when you get paid, what do you want to do?
Spend money.
You want to spend it.
Yep.
So I would say Fridays, when people are off from work and they look at that direct deposit, where they're just in a buying mood, that's when you post the home tour. And don't just post a home tour, because again, every real estate agent in the world is posting home tour. Like, post something about the home that matters to your client. Okay. Like if you want an executive, your executive cares nothing about what that kitchen looks like. Now, if they're married, they might, because their wife probably does. But you want to highlight the owner's suite. You want to highlight maybe the garage. You want to highlight the den, right? The man cave. Highlight those things because that's the stuff that actually they want to see, right? But then also put it in a way that actually has them in it. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Did that answer your question?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So the third thing, and I kind of touched on this earlier, is actually give valuable information. So if you're in a space where you're, doing your 3 things you should do before you buy your first home, right? Again, dime a dozen content. I'm not even a real estate agent. I know, okay, I got to get pre-approved. I know I got to have a good debt to income ratio. All right, I know I got to have a lender. Cool. That's not really valuable. So break it down into like baby steps. What does pre-approval mean? Right? What is debt to income ratio? What is a lender? How do I find, give them valuable information, because the thing is, valuable is subjective. Okay. Valuable is super subjective. I could look at this coffee mug and say, this coffee mug is worth $1 million, right? Michelangelo, you're going to look at this coffee mug and be like, I wouldn't pay 10 cents for it, right? This isn't valuable then. If I'm trying to sell you something, if I'm going to sell you this is not valuable to you. So as much as I think this is $1 million, Mike, you should buy it. I got a deal for you for $750. You're going to be like, I wouldn't pay $1 for that, right? And so in the same way, you have to think about the information that you're giving. Give information that's actually valuable to the person, not just valuable information just because it should be known. Okay. And you do that by getting very specific. And that's from just really knowing your audience. Okay. Now, the fourth thing, and again, all of this is together, but they're very important. So that's why I separated them. Talk in third grade language. Okay. Talk in third grade language. It's better to be clear than clever. Okay. Talk in third grade language is still even subjective to your audience. Because again, if you're talking, you're not going to talk to the executive the same way that you're talking to the soccer mom. Right. And so in that, the way in which you communicate in your video content is going to be based on who you're talking to, but make sure that you're always aiming to be clear rather than clever. Okay. So that's number 4. And then number 5, because I want to make sure I want to leave time for questions and everything like that at the end. Number 5, and this is like a confidence thing, talk like you already have clients. Talk like your audience is already your client. And that will help you when you think about giving that value and things of that nature. Like, think about it as when you're recording the content, whatever, think about it as if the internet, they're all your clients already. And when you think about it like that, your level of confidence in what you're sharing and what you're talking about is going to increase, just because, again, people sense that level of confidence. I can't tell you how many rooms I've been able to get into and how many introductions I've been able to make just because I was confident. Didn't know a lick. And Kim can tell you, because we did like role playing once. And like, I didn't know a thing about what Express was doing at the time. I didn't know a thing, but I just said it confidently. And that was it. Right? Because again, all those other details, we can sort those out later. You just need to know, like, I'm going to work for you and I'm confident. That's it. Because again, it's back to that whole trust thing. Like, they care more about who you are. And so when you show yourself as confident, when you walk into the conversation, when you show up on video, on camera, confident, like, hey, I'm working with you right now. And you make someone feel that way when they look at your content, you stand out now. Now you're not just another real estate agent. Now you're Kim, the real estate agent. Now you're Maria Lauren, the real estate agent. Now you're Michelangelo, the guy that I actually look to for real estate advice, because he actually helps me. He's not just throwing content out there like everyone else. Like, his information actually makes sense to me because it's specific to me. All right. Go ahead, Maria.
Sorry. I just want to say, like, I feel like this is it's like hitting home, because Mike and I just recorded a video and then we had to throw it out, which is like the worst when you're like, I just don't like it. It just didn't come across well. It just wasn't my day, the energy. And then we redid it.
Mhm.
And when we redid it, like the energy was there, like the authority, the confidence. And I was like, this is like literally the best video we ever did.
Yeah.
And you have to act like you're the best. I'm literally exactly what you said. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Is acting like I'm the best realtor.
Yeah. And that's the way to do it, because the thing is, you can be the best and still not know everything. Right? Like, if you're the best real estate agent, you just act like it. You walk like it. And if someone asks you a question like, I don't know, detailed question, but what's the square footage on a home? If you don't know, you just, I don't know, but I'm going to get it to you immediately. Like, as soon as I can, as soon as we leave this home, I'm going to get it to you. Right? That's still confidence. That's still, you know what? Hey, even so, if anything, it honestly may build trust, because it's like, oh, if he doesn't know, like, they're going to go get it. Like, they'll be proactive about it. They're not just going to wait a week. You know what I mean? So that level of confidence is super important when you show up on camera. And I think, Maria Lauren, you touched on this a little bit without knowing you did, especially with video content. Your first couple of videos are going to suck.
Oh, I
That's
was gonna
facts.
say this.
They're just-
Okay, this is great. Great segue. This is great.
Yeah.
People pay attention to this
Yeah,
part
like
right
that-
here.
Yeah, they're going to suck. And the reason why that's a good thing, let me tell you why that's a good thing. And this is why I said, like, the production value, like, don't pay attention to that when you first start out. They're going to suck because, again, you're doing something you've never done before, right? This is a whole different way of selling. This is a whole different way of operating in today's new world. So what you want to do is use it to your advantage. And I tell my clients this all the time. If your first couple of videos suck, it's a good thing, because you're giving yourself room to grow. And if you're able to, every single video, get better and better and better, and again, these videos live forever. So if I'm someone that's looking to potentially hire you, right? One of the things is, again, it's all about subconscious messaging. If I'm able to look through your entire Instagram page and I see, okay, they started posting video content, the value was there, the information was really good, lighting was kind of bad, the microphone couldn't hear them, but the information was really good. I listened. But as I keep scrolling, the videos just get better and better and better. What does that say to me as a buyer? Oh, they care. They actually, like, they're intentional about this. Like, oh, the lighting got better. Oh, wow, the messaging. Oh, the editing. Wow. Yeah, I want to work with this person. Like, you're giving you want to grow into the greatness. You're not just going to start off, again, like, just making videos like the Grant Cardones of the world. Like, you're not. It's just, and that's okay. That's okay, because, again, and the thing is, what Grant Cardone's going to run into, he's going to get too big. He's going to get way too big, like, because it's not personable anymore. So for you guys, for us as real estate agents, entrepreneurs, we have the ability to literally let people see our growth. And that is what's going to make us relatable. That's what's going to build that actionable trust. Kim.
I just want to add, because like, everything you're saying is spot on. I started making videos, like, when I started the whole real estate thing months ago, and it wasn't getting much traction, but people were still watching, because months later they're like, oh, I saw you did the video. When I posted the videos that you've done, I've gotten text messages, I've gotten emails. I have past clients that reached out to me and they're like, I don't need real estate right now, but I see that you're working hard and I see that you're doing all these things, and I just want to partner with you. So if I have anybody in my network that's looking, I'm going to send them to you. And they've asked me for meetings, and they're like, they're like, it's amazing to see you grow. And I'm like, grow? It's been 4 months.
that literally speaks to it, though. Let people see it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can see from, like, they say it. They're like, they don't comment, they don't like, they don't say anything, but, like, months later, they're like, I've been watching you for months, and it's amazing to see, like, the growth that you've had.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And too, it's a numbers game. Like, it's a numbers game, because the truth is, for all of us as entrepreneurs, if you guys don't know, I teach about this in my coaching business. You only need one, right? It's not a matter of, you don't need to really worry about thousands. Like, yes, thousands of followers, thousands of subscribers and views. That is lovely. But at the end of the day, for us as entrepreneurs, one client makes the month. So if we're doing a numbers game, if you're someone that you're like, yeah, but I'm not getting many videos, I'm only getting like 30 views. Out of that 30, you really only need one person to do business with you. And again, this is more of a numbers game. You do
And how do
two
you
people to do business with you. Go ahead.
And how do you track the metrics on a still photo? If you're not getting the engagement, the
can't
likes, and the
really.
comments, you don't even know if it's working.
Yeah, you don't. So, and this is where we get really advanced, because what you can start doing in your call to action a lot of times is what I'm starting to notice from a lot of entrepreneurs. They're starting to put out mostly video content during the week, but then they'll post like one picture, but then the caption, there's a lot in the caption that ends up with a call to action. It's like a new thing. I'm still studying it to see like what that's all about. But at the end of the day, you are able to track, you're able to get way better metrics on how people are engaging with your content, because with a flat picture, you'll be able to see, okay, this is who's liked it. With a video, you're able to see, here's who has seen the video, here's how long they viewed the video, on top of who's liked it, who's commented, so on and so forth, right? So you just get way more information. And the thing about content creation, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. So if you post, let's say, because this is just where the algorithms, because they're changing like every week, literally happened to me the other day. I've been posting like the same type of content. Well, in my other coaching business, I basically help people use their purpose for productivity. And so I post a lot of content, motivational type stuff, right? Same type of content. But for some reason, one of my reels just went out of here. Crazy. I was just getting likes and followers out of nowhere. The information was really no different. But, and this is why it's also important to just start posting, because when you have those types of moments, the people that are viewing it, they have a whole library now to go back and look at. So that way they actually can see, oh, this isn't a one-off video. He does this. She does this, right? So what does that look like in your business? Kim, you talked about this, where you have one video that just performs super well, right? Just more than usual. But then the person that is, again, think about it in your own consumer brain. If you saw a video that was really good, someone said something super poignant, it was like powerful, and then you go on their page and it's like, oh, this is the only video? I thought I would have followed them, but no, that's it, right? But when you see a whole library of, oh, this is consistent. Follow, message, engaging with the call to action, get the free workbook, schedule the free consultation, whatever it is, that happens when you build that library of stuff. So, but yeah, so those are the 5 things. Just to reiterate them again, just because I want you guys to really get this. Show who you are, set up a system, give valuable information, valuable to them, not you, valuable to them, talk in 3rd grade language, and then 5, talk like they're already your client. So those are 5 things. Questions, thoughts, comments?
Thoughts. I have one. It's something that I live by, which is the 3 C's. It's when it comes to creating content, period. It's being clear, concise, and confident. And I think Trayvon hit it right on the head, right? And getting out of your comfort zone, because those of you who are going to watch this at a later time, or those of you who are here, one of my 5 pillars to creating, jumpstarting any business, let alone a real estate business, is seeking discomfort. You just absolutely have to, right? I still wear it on my wrist for years now as a daily reminder. It's not going to be great, but there is an old saying, you don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. It's true, right? You have to start somewhere. And I guess that's going to segue into my next question. I think someone who offers the services such as yourself, right, in your business, how this again could springboard or help build and boost confidence when they have a professional like you working behind them or side and side. Can you speak a little bit about some of your packages, whether it's a la carte, package in whole in itself, or what it entails, what it includes, and maybe how often you recommend them? Naturally, you want people using your services all the time, but I guess realistically speaking.
Yeah, so that's a really good question. I'm glad you asked that. So what do I do, and why am I so helpful? So the number one reason why I'm very helpful is I do give you confidence to do this thing. Like, that's number one, because again, I created my company to truly serve. And so, one, working with a professional like myself, you're able to, one, learn some new stuff that you probably didn't know before, but you'll also be way more confident when it comes to showing up on camera, just because the truth is that's just where we're going. Okay. Technology never goes backwards. Okay. So that's number one. You really gain confidence. Now, the ways in which I do that and help you, I mentioned how I worked with Kim. So one of my services is a video production side of my business, where essentially I create for you 4 videos specifically that work for you automatically. And 3 of them are specific for social media, where, again, we get very clear in terms of telling the audience of who you are, what you do, and what the experience is like working with you. But then you also get the 4th video, which is a complete separate commercial that is basically a combination of those 3. And if you're like, I don't really like creating the content, this is perfect for you, because, again, these videos I produce, I script them out totally for you. All you gotta do is basically get your makeup done, get your hair done, get your hair cut, whatever it is, show up. There's a script, teleprompter, the whole 9. And then you could basically just put money into running the ads for that exact same video. So that's number one. That's one of the services that I provide. If you're someone like, well, I really am pretty good with creating content, I just kind of want to up the production value, I'll come and set up your studio for you. And there's a fee. If you already have equipment, I'll work with what you got. If you want me to go buy all the equipment, I can do that too. So on any level, wherever you are in your video content creation, I can help you. And then also another bonus to the video production side of things, if you're like, well, what if like that's it, like just those 4 videos, I'll even put in social media kits to where you'll have high quality video content for the next like 3 months with some of my packages. And Kim will tell you they're pretty good, I would say. So that's on the video production side, is, you know, again, just those video productions where, again, I completely produce them. We share a Google Doc, super easy for you. Like, my goal is to make it as easy as possible for you. So that way you don't have to really think about, well, what am I going to say? No, you'll have a script for like 2 weeks that you can practice if you want, and you'll have a teleprompter to literally just read it. So like, that's the secret to it all. So that's number one. On the marketing agency side, in terms of a more recurring side, if you're like, Trevon, I don't want to do none of that, like, just tell me what to record, I'll do that too. I'll create an entire strategy for you. I'll tell you what you need to record. All you would have to do is set aside your time to actually record the content. You can send it to me, I'll edit it, and I'll even post it for you. Okay. So again, I'm here to simply help you however you need it, whatever level you are on, from the amateurs all the way to the pros. I can help you elevate that production level, as well as just even the messaging to what you're saying. So that way you can basically implement the 5 things that I talked about in this call. So there's different price points for that, but y'all are family and y'all have me here. So what I'll do, I would say within the next, let's see, today is the 21st. I'll give everybody a week. A week from today, if you sign up, if you just book with me with one of my packages, I'll give you 15% off. 15% off on any of the service packages right now, if you book with me within the next week. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make sure to get that. You have, do you want to use a special code or something like that if someone reaches out to you, maybe the Colony or something to that effect?
Yes. So
Okay.
use the code Colony. Use the code Colony, and I'll be able to send out. But also, I kind of, thankfully, again, I'm not like one of these big companies where you're just talking to robots. Like, you're literally talking to me. So I'll be able to send you the personalized link to your 15% off. Just let me know you're from the Colony, with Michelangelo, with Kim, with Maria Lauren, and I want to work with you. I want to take advantage, so that way I can up my level of production for what I'm doing. So I'm going to type my email in here for anyone that wants it.
And I'll
But
be sure
also-
to share it in our group, and I'll put it up. And when I share the video, I'll put it up in the some of the contact information once I recirculate that too.
Awesome. But yeah, so essentially, again, like I said, you want to work with someone, because again, you just need to make sure you're getting better, whether it be in production value or you're getting better on camera. But more than likely, if you have someone else whose job it is to make it easier for you, you're going to get more clients. That's just facts. You heard Kim talk about how she had clients that said, we're not even in the market right now, but we see what you're doing. And so because of that, Kim just got some lifelong clients just from video. And she's been consistent. Kim's been killing it, by the way. So I'm encourage you, if you're someone that's like, social media is horrible, I don't like to do it, I suggest you get out of your own way start making some video content in a way that works for you, but also serves your clients. And then we'll be able to take things all the way to the moon so we can really boost you guys' businesses, because I believe this is a really great team. You guys are great people, and there's really no reason why we can't all succeed.
I love that. And I'm going to add something to that. Reach out if you guys are interested in like a la carte pricing or the packages and whatnot, but don't be scared to spend the money. You look, and I've been saying this since day one in the business. It takes two things. And if you don't have both of them, you're going to need a lot of the other one, right? It's time and money, right? So maybe you have a little bit of time, maybe you have a little bit of money, right? Maybe you have no money, but you have a lot of time. So you can't afford these types of services. Or, you claim that you don't have it. Go out there and find it. Go out there and find it. Invest in yourself. This is different. There's a couple different ways to spend money on your business, okay? What you really should be doing is you should be spending money on yourself, okay? You should be investing in yourself. And we can't say that enough. I cannot tell you the horror stories of agents. First thing, whether you are recreating yourself, you're getting started in the business, or you're on a cold spell, whatever the case is, okay? Because we all go through the ebbs and flows as being entrepreneurs. But you have to invest in yourself. And again, the amount of money we'll spend on purchasing leads when we've never closed a home before, we don't know what to say, we don't know what to think, we're not even confident in our abilities, right? Versus the money you should be spending on marketing your brand, right? This again lives on in perpetuity. Those Zillow Flex leads, they don't last forever, and you are tied to a commitment, and it could bury you, right? Start with video. Video is the future. Short form content is the future, right? The attention span is short. Guys, think about the content that you're consuming, right? And how short it is, if there are captions or not, right? Do you prefer things with high quality, high production quality? I know I do. I stop and stare, even if I have no idea, because my algorithm, I'll tell you right now, you guys open up my TikTok, I'm embarrassed about the different things that you're going to see on there. Okay. It's bad. Okay. It's really bad. But the point is, in a PG way, for the record. Okay. But the point I'm trying to make is, that's where I draw a lot of inspiration also. Right. Like, and try to hit it on the head. This is the stuff that you're trying. If you're going to stop and stare, right? Then stop and draw inspiration at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just hitting like, try hitting record, right?
Yeah, that's good.
And support one another. If you guys are watching this again at a later time or you're here, that's what makes us so special. We support one another. I don't care who's posting. I'm resharing. Get it out there. Right. It's micro influencing. Get out there and start sharing everybody's stuff, especially on your stories. The content is content, whether it's coming from you or not, because they're going to message you. There's a chance that they're going to message you. Right. It doesn't matter. Right. But again, I can go off on a tangent, but
let me add one more thing. Let me add one more thing.
Of course.
This is important. If you really work at this video content thing, it can become another stream of income. Like, I think that's let me really put that out there, because I understand like the real estate, I'm saying it can go up, ebb and flows, like you said, right? If you're consistent and you put out good stuff that gets attention, people nowadays pay for attention. So if you could literally, and I know there's literally real estate agents that are doing this, making thousands of dollars, not even from selling homes, just because they post content that people watch. Because right now, if you think about the Googles, the Apples, the big people of the world, they're paying millions of dollars just to have people's attention right now. So if you're able to make an extra $2,000, $3,000 a month just from posting, again, just using a system, you're making that in your sleep on top of commissions. So if you really take this seriously, you'll not only produce better leads for yourself in terms of selling homes or buying homes, you're going to have a whole new stream of income. Like, I've been getting paid from Instagram now probably for the last 5 months.
Wow.
And the Lord is good. Thank God. So I'm encouraging you to take this seriously. Please.
Get started. Reach out today. Do something. Use coupon code Colony today, guys. Do something. Take action. We always talk about it. You have to take action. Don't think about it. Bust open your credit card, go into a little debt, and start building your business. Okay, you have to invest in yourself. And if you're scared and you don't want to take the journey by yourself, well, I think we've got a service for you here, right?
Yeah. Awesome.
Maria,
Well, I'm super thankful just for the opportunity to share. Hope you guys got value. Maria Lord.
Yeah, just one last thing. If anyone's like on the fence, they're like, oh, it's a little expensive or whatever. I think about it this way. If you're afraid to spend the money, if you're afraid to invest in yourself, it's because deep down you think it's for nothing. You think it's because you're going to fail. So don't think of it like that. Think of it as like, this is par for the course, and it's a part of you, you know, turning into who you're supposed to be. And people who they're supposed to be, successful people, don't think twice. They pay for it because they know it's a part of the job.
Coming from a place of abundance, the mindset,
Yes.
that abundance mindset versus that scarcity mindset. You have to, guys. You know what? You're the only person in your way. That's it. There is nobody else in your way. It's the person in the mirror, right? So take the leap of faith, believe in yourself, grow that skill set, build that confidence, and grow your business. And this is a way to jumpstart it, because this is relevant today. Today, this is how we communicate. We are on a Zoom call, for goodness sake, right?
Yeah.
Food for thought.
I like it. It's good stuff. But yeah, that's all I got. And I hope it was helpful to everybody. Yeah, just go out and dominate. Take some action. Don't let this just be information that stays in your head. Like, do something. You guys are either drinking coffee or doing something. You're taking a walk. Record some content. All right? Doesn't need to be long.
I absolutely love it. And I'm going to go ahead and click stop recording here.